There is a most extraordinary case which has just been, it was the subject of an article in the Daily Telegraph today. It's only just been published. And it highlights a sort of chasm between reality and statement. And I'm not quite sure whether the chasm is about the General Medical Council or whether it's about the Daily Telegraph. I don't know whether it's about the person who wrote the article or whether it's about the General Medical Council itself, whether it's Michael Searles or the General Medical Council. Frankly, I don't care, because the issue is about a fellow called Dr. Dimitrios Psaroudakis, who's a consultant gynecologist in the Eve Well Fertility Clinic, and he's been having a sort of correspondence with a colleague known as Miss A, and in the process of this correspondence, he's been referring to Jewish colleagues as yous, and big-nosed leprechaun, alky, shit for brains, and it's simply extraordinary. And then he has said that Hammersmith would be improved if it were Jew-free, referring to the clinic as the temple. The General Medical Council has said that the term "you" is racially offensive. It's observed that Dr. Psaroudakis' common practice was to pick out and use what could be considered offensive or derogatory characteristics about people whom he didn't like. Rather than use someone's name or work title, Dr. Psaroudakis preferred to make unpleasant and unacceptable references to protected characteristics of colleagues. The tribunal, it then goes on, makes no finding that Dr. Psaroudakis is a racist, but is satisfied that he is someone who is quite comfortable using discriminatory language. This is simply extraordinary. Bob Blackwell, a Conservative MP, says that it beggars belief that he was only suspended for 3 months. But the fact is, he was suspended. So the idea of racism, or the idea that he is at fault, is definitely part of the problem. And so for the Daily Telegraph to use a headline which says, "Doctor who said Hammersmith would be better without Jews, not racist, GMC finds." I don't know whether the Daily Telegraph is trying to be provocative or whether the GMC is trying to be ignorant or to start a new career in lexicography. But somebody who is making derogatory statements about anybody based on simply their perceived ethnicity, religion, colour, is racist. It's so simple. It's so simple. And in this case, not only racist, but anti-Semitic. And I find it deeply, deeply shocking. Particularly after people like Dr. Wahid Shahida was still able to practice as a GP despite being involved in an extremist group that was promoting Hamas and promoting the October the 7th Hamas terrorist attack, describing it as a very welcome punch on the nose to Israel. And who also tried to justify the attack on Salman Rushdie. We can't if the organization is supposed to protect the business of general medical practice, then it should. And that means it needs to make very clear. The General Medical Council needs to make very clear that racism is unacceptable. Racism in all its forms is unacceptable. It's not about what the person who is racist means or intends. It's not about whether or not they are inadequately educated or blunted in some way to the reality of the offence that they cause. It is precisely about the potential to cause offence. It is not about the intention of the statement. It is about the effect and the perception of that statement. That is racism. And that is why, for example, when I go back to the issue I called out UKIP about, and had my spat with Farage about, that is why Coburn was racist when he was poking fun at Humza Yousaf's name, because it didn't seem like a conventional British name to him. And he poked fun at the possibility that Humza Yousaf could be confused with a terrorist locked away in a New York jail. That is racist. And it doesn't matter whether he was making a joke. A joke in poor taste may well still be racist. It's about how it is perceived, not how it is intended. Full stop.